And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, welcome. Today we're talking about high and low poker. Now poker obviously is a big phenomenon and people either like it or don't. Obviously enough people like it so that there's big poker tournaments, places you go. There's you can watch poker on TV. Haven't seen most of these board games being played on TV. High and low poker is really just a variation of poker, but you need a specialized deck to play it. You can't just play with any ordinary deck, the deck that comes in this box. What's so special about it? Let's look. All right. What we have here is, it looks like an ordinary deck of cards, but as you can see, the deck of cards is not ordinary because there's 2 cards on each card. So this is either the 9 of spades or it's the 7 of clubs. And you have to go by what's in the top corner because you can see, and I don't know how they could have gotten around this, where this is the 6 of diamonds and there's the 6 of diamonds and then there's the 5 of spades. Because of that, you know, there's a lot of interesting different combinations that you can draw, and you can play with jokers or not. I would suggest not playing with jokers, but you play this game as you play a basic poker game. So let's say I get 5 cards here, and these are the 5 cards that are dealt to me. I'm going to create a high poker hand and a low poker hand. So I'm going to look at these, and well, here I got 3 of a kind, 3 nines, so that's pretty good. I also I see I got a king, a jack, a 10, a 9. Ooh, now which one of those do I want to go for? Now the straight is better than 3 of a kind, but I might get 4 of a kind or even 5 of a kind. That's possible. So that's what I'll try for in this instance. So I make my high poker hand, which is 3 nines, and then I'll add the king and the ace to that, because in this game aces can be high or low. And my low poker hand is the other card. So I have a pair, 2 sixes, and then a king, joker, and a 10. Now, you play this like normal poker where you ante and you bet and you raise, and you can discard up to 3 cards at one point. So I discard those 2, draw 2 more, and sadly I did not get 2 more 9s. But I can rearrange if possible. I have a 10, 9, no 8. So it looks like my best hand from this is going to be 3 of a kind. Now that's not a terrible hand to have, but what you have to realize is that in this game it's much easier to have a better hand of cards. It's much easier to get a flush because with 2 suits on every card, you know, you can mess around and fool with those. And I can say, oh, I got 3 clubs already. Well, the chance of me getting 2 more clubs is pretty high, and so I discard 2 and draw 2 more. Maybe I will, which I didn't. But still, what's going to happen in this version is you're going to have a lot more good hands. You'll very rarely get a hand where you're simply playing high card. You almost always get at least a pair, often 2 pair. Straights aren't uncommon. Flushes are pretty easy. You know, so the game can be exciting. But that's basically how the game is played. Now, I myself kind of waffle on poker. I'm not a gambling man, so the gambling aspect of poker doesn't appeal to me much at all. I like the interesting aspect of the high and low poker hands. This game appeals to me a lot more. I've really found this one fascinating because you're creating 2 hands. And to me, there's a lot more strategy because you think, okay, I could try for 5 of a kind. That'd be pretty cool. And there's that aspect of getting rid of cards from your hand, which is a big deal, poker. And I know poker fanatics, there's a lot of strategy involved in it, and I understand that. But I felt like I had more choices in this game, and that's something that I like quite a bit. I also like the fact that the hands skew a little higher in this game. In the movies, you always see, you know, someone has a straight flush, and this person has a flush or a full house. And in real life, in poker, that doesn't happen very often. You know, we're getting a pair or 2 pair if you're lucky. In this, you get to pull off those bigger hands more often. That doesn't mean that the game doesn't work, because everyone has a chance to pull off those bigger hands. So you have to think about that. Also, the fact that you're competing for 2 hands. You might not get the high hand, but you get the low hand. The way that works is when you're done and you compare the hands, whoever has won the high hand gets 2/3 of the pot, and whoever has won the low hand gets 1/3 of the pot. Well, that can still be pretty interesting, and it also makes your betting, you know, you think that way, okay, I'm not going to win the high hand, but I'm going to win the low hand, probably. But should I stay in anyway? So, I don't know. It's a small variant, a neat deck of cards, and one that I actually enjoy quite a bit. High and low poker. It might not be one that purist poker people aren't going to like it, but as a variant, I think it's something that people will certainly be willing to try, and for someone like me, something that offers a lot more options, this is infinitely more interesting.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.
Shut the door!
That's right. Shut it.
There.